Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, where we are in the middle of the class trial. And Sonia is asking why there is a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower. The reason is, it's a dummy door, so we won't suspect what we've just discovered.
And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
The same exact reason.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Except as a decoy.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
And so was the doorknob.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
You know, not including Gundam because he's the killer. These guys can't be this stupid, right? I mean, they just can't be this dense?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
Sure, but
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
fair enough.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
The things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. The position of things. That includes the body, the pillar, and the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. There shouldn't be anything strange about them. Not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The one thing these all have in common, they were all on the floor, which is the only thing that moves.
I see! Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And
And?
why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer.
Come on. These people can't be this stupid. Chiaki gets it.
The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
There's something unique about that elevator. You can only enter on one side? Or, oh yeah, I guess that is unique. Only the floor moves instead of the whole tower moving?
I see! So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
I thought that was fairly obvious, but I guess not.
Only the floor moved?
Were you thinking the whole tower moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was.
Okay.
That's why we saw different doors in each tower.
I guess I was blinded by the obvious. I thought that that was evident, but I guess not.
Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
Oh my god.
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show. Why was something like that necessary?
To fool you into thinking what we thought previously, that the buildings were on opposite sides of the tower and joined in the middle.
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified.
Thank you, Chiaki.
It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Well, I mean, that's obvious.
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Oh, did Usami design it?
Don't blame this on me.
Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
I think your definition of gentle is probably going to be opposite of everyone else's. Okay, this is a bit of a disturbing interaction.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It means that it was trying to fool you into thinking that you could not access Strawberry Tower that way. It's all a part of the misunderstanding.
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Yep. Yep. Rehash, we understand.
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse.
And that the killer could traverse between the two freely through the final dead room, which is what made all of this possible.
The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
I mean, it was, or would have been effective if Nagito had not gone through the final dead room, so...
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience.
Because they were trying to pin this, make you think it was someone in Grape Tower, or in Grape House, rather.
After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
So the elevator, the tower itself, is the ultimate weapon?
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What wrench are you going to try to throw into the works now?
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
Don't worry, Kazuichi, he's not going to be around much longer. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be successful in your pursuit of Sonia.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right?
Yes, correct.
If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
In a spiral around the outside. I see. Now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side.
They are.
But does this reflect reality?
It does.
Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator.
That's because it's on an opposite side of the building.
Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
Good try. It's not going to work.
What does this mean?
Oh, Sonia. You got some heartache coming, girl. I agree, what does this mean? If the two houses are connected vertically, the position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? It is Kazuichi's account about the compass rotating
The two
180
houses are
degrees.
connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong.
Sweet.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
It was moving both ways. That's why Monokuma wasn't lying when he said the elevator moved horizontally in the very beginning of this chapter.
Huh? Me?
You had the compass, remember?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you.
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
And you were facing in the opposite direction.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Dost thou forget where you are?
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
Of the murderous variety, nonetheless.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with.
He's got you there, Usami.
I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
I am interested in hearing what Nagito's actual answer as to what he says the ultimate weapon is.
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
Is it the elevator? Is it knowledge of the structure? Is it the wire? Is it the door handle?
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
It's a figure with 8 sides? That?
I see!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I wondered about that too. How is it called the octagon? I don't quite get it, because Grape House has 6 sides, so it's a hexagon. Is it built around the outside and adding 2 sides somehow?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
Ah, blow it out your butt.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
It's probably either around the outside or maybe sandwiched between the 2 houses. Maybe there's an 8-sided figure, a floor, and it's 7 floors tall instead of 6. Here? It is.
Crap!
I was trying to click between them. This is a 6-sided figure. I mean, it has to be one of these 2, right? It is?
Crap!
I don't quite know where to click. It can't be here, right? No, it can't be the elevator either. I do not get this one. The tower? It is circular?
Crap!
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm just clicking wherever so I don't run out of time, which is not going to happen.
Crap!
Yeah, I don't know what it wants here. Don't tell me. You've totally given up on thinking and you're doing something else. Otherwise, there's no way you reach the time limit for such an easy problem. Yeah, go ahead and rub it in.
Crap!
Damn it, what the hell am I doing? I need to hurry up and think it over one more time. The place befitting of the name Octagon. It's probably... This makes no sense to me. Suspicious spot. I can't tab. It can't be between them? I have no earthly idea what this game wants right now. No, I don't mean... I mean between them.
Crap!
Where else is there to click? Can I click like there?
Here!
What?
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
I still don't have a fucking clue what that was about.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the four-sided strawberry house is on top of the six-sided grape house?
Yeah.
If you cut a four-sided shape out of a six-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
All right, you got me. It wasn't very clear what we were supposed to click on, though. We couldn't get any indication of what areas were separate from other areas. Okay,
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room.
So it does curve around, okay. Makes sense.
In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
When you looked out the window, right?
Learned? The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse.
Okay.
Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru.
They did dangle him way, way up, so...
Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
They hung him from the doorknob.
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime.
Please control yourself, Nagito. You have been particularly sane so far.
It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
But of course that can't last, can it? The funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And would whatever weapon that the killer chose be considered the ultimate weapon at the end of the day? If whoever had gotten into the final dead room had chosen to do it with an axe, would that then be considered the ultimate weapon instead of the funhouse? Who is the killer who did that? Are we to decision time? No, we're halfway through. Cool.
Hiya!
Why, hello there. I thought of a new bad word to call Monami. I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami is a serious Stefatli. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stefatli, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these would be... Ta-da! Stefatli!
Huh?
There's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monami is a serious Stufatli.
Sure, whatever, Monokuma.
Hello. I hope your day is well.
I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing okay too.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up.
Exercise is good for your mental state, that's for sure.
My heart's thumping like crazy.
Hopefully not above your limit.
I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw!
Or as you usually say, yippee-ki-yay!
But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
Okay.
And just like I say each time, don't forget to say it frequently.
I will do that. Yes, Chiaki?
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon.
Well, I don't know that anyone did.
Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Yeah, it's not really that important.
Is it really all right to accept a situation so easily?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is
Who did it?
the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
Well, we know who it is.
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
The truth is the truth regardless of the source.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
I mean, I don't know that I believe that, unless you have drastically changed further than we suspected.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
Yeah.
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but
Not anymore?
I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
Are we going to get an explanation for your sudden attitude shift?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
I actually agree with that. I mean, there's such a thing as killing in self-defense, but that's not really murder, right?
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
Uh-huh, and yet you didn't?
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
I mean, we're all hungry, Akane.
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Well, don't go chasing them. Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
Sure.
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Yeah, go ahead. Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? he was horribly damaged as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building's structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building's structure? He fell.
I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
He definitely died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
3 stories.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
No, they left him dangling.
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method.
Oh, Gundam, but we do know the method.
Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
No, pushing was not necessary.
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Mm-hmm.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Well, forget about the whole push thing. Let's just go with 4th floor to 1st floor.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Right.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
Well, maybe you should ask Monokuma for another loaf of bread. If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Broken doorknob? My scroll wheel, oh, there it goes. My mouse scroll wheel is not quite working right still in this.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Well, that's true.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Yes.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open.
But he was asleep. Would he still be considered
Which means the
moving?
elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
I need to make it clear so they understand Nekomaru fell to his death. Looks like it's all up to me.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
So it's not the doorknob.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this?
It's the good night button.
After locking Mekamaru inside, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor?
Nope.
As long as there's a moving object inside.
No, that's wrong!
He wasn't moving.
That sensor should only work if something is moving.
That's what he said.
If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
Exactly. Well done.
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
One would assume. I mean, that seems to be the case.
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it.
No, they hung him from the doorknob, which stays in place.
There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from, yes?
Oh, Gundam.
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Yeah, Kazuichi, keep your mouth shut. You need to be on Team Akane in the be seen and not heard category.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
She seems to be. A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Is it the wire or the broken doorknob?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
I think Nagito already has it figured out.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
No.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No.
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Yes, it does. Oh, did I? Oh, I can't agree with it with the same thing, obviously.
Crap!
So it's, which I didn't go all the way
If you
through.
arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement
I think it's the
is-
wire, though.
Isn't it about time we went over the
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Ah. There we
I
go.
agree with that. Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it?
Mm-hmm.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
Mm-hmm.
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop.
And what could a loop fit over perfectly and also still be able to slip off easily?
If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Mekamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower and suspended Mekamaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like.
I think there's kids nearby, Monokuma. Might want to watch it.
You better not finish that sentence!
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Aw, damn it.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why do you have to be so annoying, Kazuichi? No matter what you do here, you're not going to get Sonya to want to hook up with you.
Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
By setting the alarm in his chest, and then when he wakes up, he struggles until he slips off the handle, or in this case, that wasn't even necessary because the handle broke.
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Gotta be the radio clock, that's it.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a walk, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Mm-hmm. Oh. I thought that would have been it.
Crap.
Okay.
What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Nope, that's it. Really?
Crap.
Okay.
What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode. If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru is just impossible. End of story.
I don't have any more cuts. Hold on, thanks to Kazuichi, I think I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Alright, if I use that evidence, I should be able to break through Kazuichi's remarks too.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
So is it the alarm then instead of the radio clock? I thought that was referring to the clock that was in the houses.
Crap!
All right.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru...
I
Allow me
guess
to
so.
cut through those words.
Am I wrong?
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
Just a second. I want to look at the truth bullets. I think I'm right about that. Oh no, it is referring to Nekomaru's. Okay, so I'm absolutely wrong. Never mind. As you were.
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why,
Well, first I'd try to ascertain how far above the floor I was, and then if I couldn't see the floor or if it looked really far, I definitely wouldn't have struggled.
if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
I mean, that's clearly what he did.
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
Not really. I mean, if you didn't want it to slip off, you would definitely put it down at the base, the part that attaches to the door. But I don't know that that could be defined as the tip where those scrapes are actually physically pictured there.
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
Right, it's because the knob broke off.
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
Which, you know, it all amounts to the same thing.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it.
Yeah, because that doorknob ended up being a very important clue to us. If it hadn't happened, then we might have had a lot more trouble connecting the dots.
If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... with a fierce roar... Oh, because he wrenched at the doorknob previously and weakened it. Gotcha. Okay. Yep, freaking. Yep. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
I hope so.
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
I mean, you do have some rather annoying habits, but you know, you can fix that.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
I'm not sure that this is any better, Kazuichi.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Oh boy.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
Please don't go full Mikan on us.
This guy, he gets off on this.
Apparently.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too,
Right, he obviously hit the pillar. It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was he collided with the pillar.
I see.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
That's what you're excited about.
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
I don't know that that's something worth being excited about, Akane.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Except it's not.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
I mean, it had to be a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Well, we already have the clue. The clock's alarm going off, and someone showed up who shouldn't have been able to hear it.
Then what about the alarm?
That's it.
I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m., and if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Where is this coming from, Akane?
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
Yeah, that's because the clocks in the houses are wrong.
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. 'Cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
No, you didn't. No one did. We were all late because Gundam changed the times on the house clocks.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai-Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
Very admirable to adhere to your regimen, Sonia.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
You know this, Gundam.
That's what I want to know!
Another mystery I don't understand, seriously. It's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction.
We headed for...
Is it Fuyuhiko's account? Yeah, I saw him walking there at 5 a.m. He also was the one who ended up checking the clocks, right?
Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
Okay, so that's obviously not it.
Crap!
All right. Let's pay
We
attention.
headed for Grape Tower.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Before 7 a.m.,
I
am
missed that.
certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No.
That's gotta be it!
Okay, so is it... Oh, I'm shooting the wrong thing there. The alarm that caused Nekomaru's death rang at 7:30 a.m., but we discovered his body before 7 a.m. I need to crush one possibility at a time if I'm going to break through this contradiction.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
Is it the wall
But the
clock?
alarm...
Again, this is another case of I know exactly what we need to prove, I just don't know how the game is wanting us to prove it. At 5:30 a.m., the alarm of the wall clock in the lounge on Strawberry House's second floor, yeah, that's it. It went off, and also we heard the pillar fall at around the same time. Gotcha.
was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Okay, that's not it then. No, they mess with the wall clocks.
Damn it!
We're not having a good time of these debates this time
We
around.
headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
Okay. Just kind of trying some stuff.
Crap!
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered.
So, do we need to shoot
Killer probably
Fuyuhiko's
messed
statement
with
that the
the
clock was set at 7:30? With the wall clock?
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Okay. I did.
Crap!
Again, I'm not certain how to prove what we're trying to prove here, how the game wants us to go about it.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering.
Oh.
Probably messed with the clock inside
No.
Nekomaru's chest.
Couldn't have. It's
No, that's wrong!
it's a radio clock. Okay.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Yeah.
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
Yeah.
The clock inside Grape House?
And the one inside Strawberry House.
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
Don't let it go to your head.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
Yeah, but the one that it mattered to compare it to was no longer running, so...
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Yeah, sure, you don't ever misunderstand anything at all. Ever. Your mind is like a steel trap. This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Okay. Let's dive. You know, this would be a really fun minigame if the little surfer dude was a little bit more responsive. Guess that's something we have to help with skills. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? The time in the building. Oh, yeah, there we go. Excellent. Oh. Come on. Stay on course. Oh crap. Wait, I was on top of that. Don't pull that on me, game. I landed on that. There we go. Oh, again. Come on. Well. Third time's the charm, they say. Let's hope. Ah. Alright, I take it back. This is not a fun minigame at all. It's horrible. Well, I'm going to run out of time because of this. Okay, let's not have another one of those, please. That's too finicky for me. Which clock was tampered with? Both of them. Or no, wait, no. No, sorry, misread that. It's just the building's clocks. I thought that one was Grape House, one was Strawberry House. But no, Nekomaru was a choice in there. Sorry. Alrighty. Aw, it's definitely getting more difficult as we go. We've only got a minute left. Question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses. This is, yeah, both on this one. And is that it? Ooh. All right.
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
Except you didn't have a correct time to compare them to.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
Yep, all 2 of them.
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
All 2 of them. It was quite an undertaking, right? 2 whole clocks to change.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
2 hours. She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Alrighty. So this one's Fuyuhiko's account, right? Check one more time. I've had a lot of problems with this case. You know, saw it at 5 a.m. So it's the wall clock. Yeah, the alarm went off at 5:30.
Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
How much did the killer adjust the time inside the building? How would I even figure that out?
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
Maybe take 7:30 a.m. Wait just a second. Let's,
Was
What was Akane's account? That's a truth bullet. Ah, she heard it. So it's Akane's account. We don't have to take it. Gotcha. Gotcha.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
Maybe this will even make
If only I heard the
Akane
sound when he fell.
feel like she accomplished
I agree with
something.
that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
Rumbling in your tumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Akane. How have you managed to stay alive all this time, as dumb as you are?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
This is the path that leads to your discovery, sir.
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
'Cause she had a deluxe room. Soundproof.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
So 2 hours difference.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
And Fuyuhiko and all the other guys can verify from Strawberry House's side.
Excellent work, Akane.
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. Yeah, it is.
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Yeah, without being able to see outside and get some indication from the sun.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
Mm-hmm.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
Well, Gundam, you are going to have to be the one to answer that for the rest of us, aren't you? But unfortunately, that answer and all other answers are going to need to wait until the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments by leaving a like below. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.
Danganronpa.